Jamestown was the first permanent British colony, running on tobacco as its main export. John Rolfe, one of the original settlers, married Pocahontas to smooth their relationship with the natives in the land. About 100 people arrived on May 14th to start Jamestown, which would become the capital of Virginia until 1699. The colony is still up and fully functional today, and you can visit it, where many actors are playing as colonists in order to give you an idea of what life was like. The Industrial Revolution started with the invention of the cotton gin. Once the printing press was invented, news was easier to circulate. Suddenly everyone was inventing things, such as the steam engine, that made factory work easier. When Britain failed to recognize the colonists' no taxation without representation demand, they went up in arms. Of the 217,000 soldiers enlisted, 4,435 American soldiers died. This was when George Washington was deemed Commander-in-Chief of Armed Forces, and it wasn't until the Treaty of Paris in 1783 that Britain finally acknowledged their independence. The 828 million square miles acquired in the Louisiana Purchase were acquired from this man, Napoleon Bonaparte. The 15 states that came of this purchase were purchased by Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson also hired Lewis and Clark to explore this new territory. The territory was bought for less than 3 cents an acre. The Trail of Tears is widely considered to be the saddest piece of Americans' history. It's the disturbingly accurate nickname we gave to the pathways taken by the Indians when we forced them from their homelands. Some of the Indians, mostly the Cherokee, fought this decision by taking it to court. It made it all the way to the Supreme Court Justice, who ruled that the Indians had every right to stay on their land and that we could not force them off. Andrew Jackson, on the other hand, said that no one had any intention of enforcing the Supreme Court's ruling, and that it was a stillborn decision before it was decided. Gold was discovered in 1848 near the Sacramento Valley. It is estimated that as news spread, over 100,000 gold miners came to the valley. They extracted over $2 billion worth of gold during the rush that peaked in 1852. After this, it was fairly easy for California to become a state. It was in 1861 that the official war against slavery took place. With 2,128,948 Union soldiers peaked against 1,082,119 Confederate soldiers. 620,000 died, making it the most United States casualties of any single war. Abe Lincoln was president at this time and managed to free the slaves before inviting the Confederates back to the Union. It was only 5 days after the Confederates surrendered back into the Union that Abraham Lincoln was shot in Ford's Theater by a man named John Wilkes Booth, who was a fairly popular actor at the time. Booth jumped from the presidential box down to the stage, breaking his leg, and still managed to get away on horseback. Over 10,000 troops went to look for the assassin. On January 16th of 1920, the U.S. was officially voted dry. This, along with the 18th Amendment, prohibited the manufacture, transport, and sale of any intoxicating liquors. Breweries, bars, and other liquor stores closed, and liquor was emptied into the streets. The goal was to boost sales of other products, but as people got increasingly unhappy with the new law, sales of other products fell and the economy was severely crippled. Finally, less than 13 years later, the Prohibition law was disbanded, and the 21st Amendment was added to the Constitution. Between such endeavors as the Berlin Airlift, the Truman Doctrine, the Bay of Pigs, and the arm race, most of us know a little something about the Cold War. What most people tend to gloss over is the mass panic and hysteria that swept the nation as the threat of an atomic bomb became very clear. Children were taught to duck and cover as if this would save them from the blast of an atomic bomb, and bomb shelters were being built under homes and railways. Mass hysteria was the main result of the Cold War, even though no bullets were fired. Finally, in 1991, the Soviet Union collapsed, ending the war.